so much for joining us today to celebrate the opening of this beautiful new facility. My name is Jennifer Castro, and I am the Chief Deputy Tax Collector. Before we get started with our program, I wanted to just take a moment and recognize our dignitaries and friends that are joining us today. We have Cindy Stewart, our Clerk of the Circuit Court. We have Plant City Mayor Rick Lott. Hillsborough County Commissioner Stacy White. We have Greg Horwedel, our Deputy County Administrator with Hillsborough County. And we have Mary Mathis from Plant City Council. And we have some friends joining us today. If I forget anyone, I apologize. We have Carl Young with Edge Architecture. Dean Amgen. Justin Deskins with the Florida West Coast Credit Union. And Mary and Art Wood with the credit union as well. And we have Cynthia Fergoso and Greg Jewell. And lastly, John Hermes with the Perry Company. Thank you so much for joining us today to celebrate. Now I'm going to invite up our very own Tanya King-Reed, who is going to do our invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today giving thanks for your grace and mercy. Grant us your courage in the face of all adversity, knowing that you are our armor. As we gather here today to celebrate our new Plant City office, we ask you, God, to lay your hands on this new foundation and to continue to bring forth peace, unity, love, respect, and humility. In Jesus' name that we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And now, if you could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by our team in the Plant City office, followed by our very own Eric Keeler singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air.
years, I've been to many of these ribbon cuttings as Doug Belden and our team were working to build and modernize facilities for the taxpayers in Hillsborough County. But this one is different. Instead of Nancy planning and coordinating this event, working behind the scenes to make sure that every detail was just right, she's now the forefront leading our organization as the county's first female and first Hispanic tax collector. And she is pushing us to aim even higher. Last week, I'm going to tell you a little story. Last week, we had a customer in our East Tampa office who didn't speak English, and he needed an interpreter to take his driving test. So a member of our team, which is so typical of a member of our team, they jump in. They were visiting the office that day, and they didn't hesitate to roll up their sleeves and hop in the car with this customer to translate for them so they could walk out of there with a driver's license that day. That team member was the Honorable Nancy Milan. And that customer was very happy and had a very cool story to tell, because how many people can say that the tax collector actually helped you get your driver's license? Very cool. She raises the bar and she sets the tone for this organization. She pushes us to go above and beyond, because that's what the taxpayers and our customers deserve. She is a true public servant at heart. So it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce Nancy Milan, our Hillsborough County tax collector.
Thank you, Jen. Who would have ever thought, after so many years I've been here for 31 years, that, again, I have to pinch myself and never would have thought that I would be the one standing here today and celebrating a wonderful success of this Plant City office. It's pretty amazing. The tax collector's office has a long history here in Plant City, dating back to the late 1800s when Simeon Sparkman was named a tax collector. It was the second office the tax collector's office had opened, the first one being the downtown, which was at the courthouse. And then back in the 1980s, we opened a new Plant City office that was at the Strawberry Plaza, which most of you know, which went through many makeovers throughout the years. And while we continue to expand to better serve our Plant City residents, we also expanded services, adding birth certificates, driver's license, and actually driving tests. And so after renting over 20 years at Strawberry Plaza, the tax collector's office finally decided that Plant City and the surrounding community needed a true home of its own. With Doug Belden at the helm, our team decided to move to this office on this large tract that the county owned. This is what's so important about our relationships in our community and our partnerships. The new facility represents the culmination of nearly 3 decades of expansion to accommodate Hillsborough County's growing and diverse community. The tax collector's office has been there opening and providing services, and we're always at the forefront of technology, and Doug was a big part of that. And this project was also a big part of the last project that Doug worked on, and it had its challenges. This project was a collaborative effort between Hillsborough County, the City of Plant City, and all of us right here. We faced many challenges, but these great relationships, I go back to that because Doug started a legacy with Mike Merrill and Doug and so many others, our commissioners working together to make these things happen, is that we're providing great government and great service to our constituents. That's what they expect. And it's great when all these elected officials can work together for the good of our community. And that's what I am so proud of. Working with Doug, I've learned a lot, and I can tell you that legacy will continue on. I worked closely with Bonnie Wise and others to already start working on some initiatives in the future that really make me proud of being a public servant, and again, representing good government. I'm so honored to have Stacey White, Commissioner White, and Mayor Rick Lott here, because again, this is a representation of good government and us working together to have this beautiful facility here that you have here today. Took a lot of work. We had a lot of obstacles and challenges. Went from finding a pet cemetery, to CSX burial ground for all kinds of crazy things, and dealing with a pandemic. So there's all kinds of interesting stories that our contractors and everyone else had to deal with to make this happen. And we've been open for a while now, but today is important because today is an opportunity for us to take a minute, and thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here. But this is important because today we're actually celebrating the successes of everybody's hard work. Everybody in this room touched or did something to make this happen. And we always have to take one little minute because we're so busy jumping onto the next project, into the next project. We never take that one little second to say thank you and wow, we did it. And celebrating those little successes are so important. And I just think that it helps us grow in our relationships together and move forward, but also to know that every single one of you is so appreciated. And this is a result. We have this beautiful facility with, I know our staff member back here, they are ecstatic. They were we have one more office that needs to be renovated, but the conditions that they were in, they saw all of our new offices. We have them all around the county, and to see this, and they are so proud of their new home. I know the city of Plant City and the residents here have to be excited because this is a beautiful building. And those partnerships have lent us to, not only save money and be more effective. I mean, county-owned property, we work with Plant City. I know Plant City is now planning some things, and I'm sure that Mayor Lott will elaborate on those things. But this is what makes good government, and us providing the excellent service that our residents have come to expect, and that's what we're here for. That's what they deserve. And I am so proud to be able to be a part of that and continue on with that legacy. It's just pretty exciting times. My team and I, we're really proud. All of these new things are just exciting, and I just want to take a minute to also recognize that this, back in the day when we were in Strawberry Plaza, we dedicated this to our former tax collector, Melvin B. Smith, and so we were going to carry that over into this new office, but I would say that Doug Belden is a big part of the growth in what we've overcome throughout these many years, and this project is another one because Doug was a driving force, and all of you who know Doug know, and even through a pandemic we got through some big challenges, and he and our staff are to be commended for just going through and working hard to make sure that this happened and that we were able to be here today. And so I think it's important that we mention that. He is a big part, and that legacy will continue on. I can't take credit for this as much as I'd love to, but I know that from this point forward, you can expect that and then some. You can expect that in technology and pushing to drive excellent customer service, and then a little bit extra empathy and just caring for our people and going above and beyond for our constituents is very important to me, and I know that that's where the direction we're headed. A few names that I'd like to mention that are really a big part of this project were John Hermes and your group, Perry Company, thank you so much. You've always been there for us. Carl Young and his team, Edge Architect, thank you. Dave Bartel, our Florida Engineering. Jim Glover from Cypress Golf. Doug Belden, of course, he was, he taught us all what we needed to do to make us better. Mike Miro, the former county administrator. Bonnie Wise, our current administrator, and Larry Farkas. Special projects, our team in special projects led by Preston Trigg, Lee Hill, and Chris Hamill, thank you so much. They're always there whenever we need them to do whatever needs to be done. Our whole IT team led by Kirk Sexton, Andy Ball, Rick Thompson, Paula Shows, Jason Santiago, Andy Rees, David Devine, Felipe Bustos. Thank you all, and I'm sure if I miss somebody, I apologize, but these folks work tirelessly, work weekends to make sure that all of our systems were online and ready to go when opening day. Our whole Plant City staff, Cheryl Every, Debbie Rush, and all of this beautiful team back here dressed in red, who wake up every morning, bright, shiny faces that are ready to serve our constituents here in Plant City. branch operations, Dale Hoffman and Don Antonori, they're the director of our branch ops. Thank you so much. Community Relations and Administration Department, who also play a key role in providing information to our public. Carla Hills, Tori Davis, Brendan Shiramonti, and my executive assistant, Savita Dubra. Thank you. All of the rest of the managers and everyone. One of the things that I want to thank you all and take a minute, because one of the things that I've said since I came on board is all hands on deck. And it doesn't matter where we're at, what we're doing. Even the tax collector will get their hands dirty, roll up my sleeves, and get out there and do what we need to do. And so thank you for all that you do every day. Anything that I expect you to do, I'm going to be there right with you and doing it and making sure that the folks that put me in office and the folks that have come to expect this excellent customer service, that's what we're going to provide them and actually go to the gold standard in customer service. So I'm very, very proud of this entire organization and very excited, and I hope that next year we'll have lots to celebrate, and hopefully that I can share it with all those folks that are here, a lot of my friends. I want to point out another person who is another big piece of Plant City and what we're doing out here is Brian West from Publix, because we partnered with Brian and the whole Publix. Brian helped us out a lot with this Plant City kiosk that we have in one of our local Publix, and hopefully that we can get more throughout the community to serve, again, to better serve our customers. So thank you for that partnership as well. It's been a big part of us getting out there and really thinking out of the box and providing service to our customers. So with that being said, thank you so much. Our next speaker is going to be the Honorable Mayor Ricla.
Good morning. I tell you, anytime you start a meeting off with a prayer, pledge allegiance, and national anthem, everything after that is secondary, isn't it? I love starting a meeting that way. First of all, as the mayor of Plain City, I want to say thank you for being here today. And I did want to introduce somebody. Commissioner Mike Spartman, you would please stand up. He's here today. And Commissioner Spartman has served public service, has served our community and boards throughout our county for 30 years now, and also served mayor 7 years as well. And so I just want to say thank you for your service, Commissioner.
Also appreciate her mentioning my great-grandfather.
Which great-grandfather was that? Okay. I also want to start by saying, echoing tax collector, what you said about your staff here. Over the years, as your predecessor Doug Bell would say, how's our staff in Plant City? I can tell you, we've always said that we have to have the best tax collector staff in all of the branches in Hillsborough County. But I've never heard one complaint about the quality of service in out of the Strawberry Plaza office. So I just want to say thank you for representing Plant City. Also, I was really just inspired. A lot of times when someone comes to the microphone, they take credit for everything. And Mountain Tax Collector, you give Doug Bell the credit for, his leadership while you worked for all those years and for bringing this facility to fruition. It shows you your character, and I know that you'll serve this county for many years to come with the integrity that you just displayed here today. So I want to thank you so much for that. Anyhow, Nancy just mentioned several times about what happens when you can work together. And so Strawberry Plaza, it represented us for many years, many decades actually, and it got the job done. But what could we do to bring the service to another level? And the tax collector's office obviously had this dream, this vision, and it's wonderful to be here today and be a part of this dream, this vision. That'll allow us to be able to service not just Plant City, but all those surrounding communities as well. Because whether you live in Cork or Dover or Spring Head, or it doesn't matter what your address is, if you live on the east side of Hillsborough County, you're legitimately from Plant City. So we call everybody Plant City over here. But it's also an example of what happens when we all work together. This property had been, a different use for many years with the county, and they built a new transportation maintenance facility just up the road at Sydney Road. And I want to thank Greg Corradell, because, I'm going to thank you, Greg. I know you don't like, recognition and so forth. But whenever this was going down, Greg got us together with Doug, about 2 years ago with this whole, it was just a thought. And so when this, occurred, the tax collector got obviously first dibs on what pieces of property they wanted. But through a joint local agreement, the city, working with the county now, has ownership of all the surrounding property here. And so we're gonna be moving and we're working on what divisions and how we're gonna utilize this property. So we're gonna be right around you, Nancy, okay? We're working with all our staff right here, around the tax collector's property. But again, it's an example of when we work together, we can create great things. So, Greg, you were the first call on that. Thank you so much. Mike Merrill obviously supported it, as well as Bonnie. So again, it was called Great Partnerships, and working together, we accomplished a lot together. Again, on behalf of the city, we just want to thank the tax collector's office, the county, for the funding of this, for the support of this, for putting this here on the within the city limits and right on the edge, and giving us a facility that we're all proud of. And I know that we'll service the citizens of our surrounding areas and Kansas City for many years to come. And again, thanks for allowing us to be a part of this grand opening here today. Thank you.
Now I'd like to welcome Commissioner Stacy White.
Well, thank you very much. You're going to hear me say some of the same things, but some of these things bear repeating. But let me just start by saying that, as we're in Women's History Month, how about our tax collector, Nancy Milan? She's doing an outstanding job. And I too just want to echo the sentiments of thanking all of these frontline employees that are here this morning. I thank you for what you do each and every day, and you are truly the backbone of this organization. I want to once again thank Mayor Lott for being here, and the city commissioners that we have, our clerk Cindy Stewart, all the dignitaries here for taking time to come here. I too believe that when you build a beautiful government building like this and take services out to the people, it can really plant a seed. And it's going to be important for this portion of the city. You look at the Turkey Creek Road corridor, as Mayor Lott mentioned, this is going to serve so many people from the unincorporated areas that surround this building, and it's important to bring those services out. Mayor Lott, I'm so thankful to hear that you're going to now bring some city services out to this area. It's important, right, to get government just as close to the people as possible. It's my understanding that the tax collector's facility is approaching about 200,000 served on an annual basis. So certainly with the space and amenities and everything that's available here, it's going to add efficiency. And to Mayor Lott's point, we already have a facility that was efficient and doing a good job, but this is just going to expand upon that. So it was my pleasure to play just a small role in making this happen through the funding. Greg, I'm going to put you in the limelight again with county staff, rolling up their sleeves and working on all the nuts and bolts of this to make it happen. This is really, truly going to be yet another gem for the city of Plant City. So, Ms. Milan, Mayor Lott, everyone, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you again to everyone who made this event possible, and again, taking time out of your busy schedules to join us here today. Before we proceed with the reason why we're here, the ribbon cutting, we just want to give a special thanks to Edge Architecture and the Perry Company for donating this, sponsoring this continental breakfast for us this morning, so thank you for that. And now if our team in Plant City can come on up and take your places. Around Nancy, right up front. Dale and Don, if you can come up.
Whenever you guys are ready.
All right, here's to Plant City and officially celebrating the success of Plant City opening up.
Go, Miss Denver, you got it.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna go, this is it, thank you, please enjoy the coffee and goodies that we have there, we're gonna take a couple pictures, let's take some photos so that we can share this on Facebook. Thank you so much for coming, and we still have time, we have 30 minutes before folks are coming in, so please help yourselves. Thank you. All right,